Good morning, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to see so many seats filled this morning. We're really grateful to have you here. On behalf of the board, the FinRegLab team, our advisors, welcome to the second AI Symposium, FinRegLab AI Symposium. My name is Melissa Koide, and I founded and lead FinRegLab, and it really is fantastic to have you all here at the Kennedy Center reach a second year in a row. Before we kick off, I want to call out the tremendous support and engagement we have had from our sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to make this convening and this dialogue possible. So thank you very much to our partners at JPMorgan Chase, Capital One, Flourish Ventures, PNC Bank, the Skoll Foundation, Synchrony, Zillow, and the American Bankers Association. For those of you who don't know, FinRegLab is a DC-based research organization focused at the intersection of financial innovation and public policy. Our work is grounded in a simple but powerful mission. That is utilizing data and technology to improve the financial lives of many millions of Americans across the country and small businesses. We're focused on leveraging data and technology to help them manage their financial lives, deal with economic shocks that everybody goes through, and ultimately build financial security for the near and the long term. That's what drives everything that we do at FinRegLab. We fill knowledge gaps, we test new ideas, and we facilitate dialogue. And we help to bring insights ultimately to market actors and policymakers who themselves are working and exploring how to evolve practices and public policy in light of the advantages, but also the uncertainties of data use and technology. And that's really what today is all about. For the second year in a row, we are at capacity, in fact, a little sold out, so I'm glad you have managed to get your seats, with 300 people who are highly motivated around examining these questions about the impact of artificial intelligence in financial services and ultimately in our financial system. Looking around at many of you who I got a chance to speak with this morning before we started, I am struck by how much this is a moment and real enthusiasm around the opportunity and the need for collaboration. The future of finance isn't being written by any particular financial entity, any big technology company, or any one particular regulator. It is ultimately going to be written by all of us, learning and working together. So this year's symposium, we are honing in deeply on, obviously, artificial intelligence, but also data use, and how it's being deployed in retail financial services, and increasingly in the world of commerce and electronic commerce. Let me also be clear about what we're not here to talk about today. We're not here to engage in the deep hype around general artificial intelligence or to necessarily focus on how AI is going to ultimately overtake human judgment. We are here to do something that's really important, and it's the here and the now, and that is to focus on what we think of as intelligent finance. At its core, financial services is about understanding customers. It's about managing risks, and it's about delivering products that are meeting people and small businesses' credit, savings, transaction, advice, and investment needs. Every one of those activities and the work that is put into ultimately delivering those products and services, whether that's identity verification, fraud mitigation, understanding bad actor threats, building models to actually do the underwriting of people and small businesses, all of that depends upon data and intelligence, and that really is what financial services and banking is. AI gives us a toolkit to strengthen that foundation. Done responsibly, AI doesn't just make systems faster and cheaper, it can make them smarter and, importantly, more inclusive. It can enable new markets to be found and, importantly, prudently served. So this isn't just speculative. Many of you know the work that we've done in the past. We just released research over the summer, empirically interrogating machine learning models with richer data insights. And there we found those types of models, machine learning algorithms combined with richer data, actually enable people in small businesses who would traditionally, with more traditional approaches and data, to be able to be served with credit access. So the question isn't whether or not AI can expand financial access and well-being. It can. The question is whether we're going to use the technology and the data to actually deliver on that promise. And that's where the next frontier of AI comes in, agentic AI and personal financial agents. Imagine tools that are actually helping us regular people, small businesses, navigate our financial lives, automating tasks, helping us assess risk, helping us assess new product opportunities, and even negotiating on our behalf. These technologies will be transformational in helping people make better decisions, access resources, and participate more fully in the economy. But that's only going to happen, that fulfillment of that promise, if we get the governance of AI right. And getting that right means maintaining, and in some cases, importantly, rebuilding trust. Trust in the models, trust in the data, how it's being used, trust in who's behind the people and the providers of those models and that technology. And it also means ensuring that we can understand and mitigate and manage the risks. Whether it's large language models powering financial agents or AI-enabled stablecoins facilitating commerce, we are going to need governance, we're going to need regulatory frameworks, we're going to need industry engagement and dialogue among all of us in a way that is sophisticated enough to keep up with the sophistication of the technology. That's going to require a shared understanding of how these new models can be used safely and responsibly, and those insights are going to come through a number of different ways. They're going to come through advances in technology that are happening oh so rapidly. They're going to come through industry standards and norms, and some of you in the room have been very focused on facilitating that, and you're going to hear the panels talk about that today. And some of this is going to come through collaborative experimentation, which is important for all of us. We're not going to get there alone. We're not going to get there by standing in our own corners. We need to be participating, exploring together, and building this future of intelligent finance through evidence, experimentation, and dialogue. And that's what today really is about. You're going to hear some major themes throughout the conversations today. For those of you who were here last year, we have a similar format. We have some amazing speakers who are going to do some keynote conversations. And then we have some really expert panel where we're going to deep dive on these topics. Some of the themes you're going to hear thoughtful conversations around the impact of AI and how it is transforming the financial services sector, commerce and e-commerce, and ultimately people's financial well-being, and importantly, how there is such an increasing interrelationship between those dimensions. You're going to hear insights on how humans interact with already, where they trust AI, and importantly, where they don't. We've got some really good conversations in that spirit. And we're going to take a very close look, because we're all really interested in how these large banks are operationalizing AI within the institutions. And so you're going to hear great conversations where we're going to hear very tangible applications and how they're going about building responsibly, carefully, and learning and evolving. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, you're going to hear some of the really bold applications of things like generative and agentic AI across financial services and e-commerce. And you're going to hear experts and technologists who are going to be able to explain how they are building these tools and these agents safely and reliably. So again, learnings for all of us. So the last thing I want to say is, it is with real intention that there is tremendous diversity in this room. We have regulators, we have innovators, we have banks, we have fintechs, we have venture capitalists, we also have consumer advocates. We have technologists and we have academics, and you're going to hear those different voices in today's conversations. But just as importantly, you all represent those different stakeholders in the room, and so much of this is about facilitating that dialogue among you. We believe this is ultimately how we're going to unlock new market possibilities so that we are bringing more people into responsible financial services and economic opportunities. So I ask you to please do the work, engage with each other, listen today, share what you learn, and let's challenge each other, both on our assumptions, our risks, but also the possibilities that may come with this really remarkable technology. So thank you all for being here with us. I'm going to now actually call up our first conversation. Last year, I think many of you know, we were kicking off the discussion for the whole afternoon with Senator Rounds. He's back with us this morning. It's been a year, Senator Rounds. I don't know if we want to call you on up, but he's going to join us to kick off today's discussion with Raj Date, who is founder of Fenway Summer, formerly of the CFPB, has worked at a number of financial institutions, and who has been a remarkable advisor to FinRegLab over the years. So thank you both. You want to come on up?